Right, folks, welcome to this video. Look, I've got my new project book and I'm using it with my new mechanical marker. So hopefully now on this project, in the description, if you go and have a look, I'll have all my dimensions wrote down. I won't forget because I've wrote everything in this book. So it's got a little sketch section there where you can just sort of like sketch it out a little bit. I know some of you will go to like these computer programs and stuff like that called SketchUps and whatever. I'd rather sketch up in an old book like this, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, somebody said to me they've sold out on Amazon of these because I put the links on that review video, but there's some that are similar with a different cover, so just go back and have a look. You can click my link and it should sort of like come up more recommendations on that video. But anyway, there's Stanley there behind me waiting for the postman. So for this project, I am using 1x8 pine, 8x1 pine. And I'm just writing absolutely everything down. Now, I got this idea off, where was it I got it off? I think it was off Pinterest. And I thought there were certain sort of design aspects I didn't like of the design. And I thought I'll try something different. Now, the one on Pinterest was done off a top quality woodworker and it was amazing. And it was amazing quality. And I'm not sort of dissing that, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm making mine out of pine because I'm still in learning phases of what I'm doing. But what I think I like doing is I like putting design onto things, putting my own sort of look and sort of feel to it. So I looked at that and I thought, you know, I'm just going to try something along the same lines, but with my design. So just go in here, just cutting these to length. These are, the overall item of this is going to be 100 centimetres. So whatever that is in inches, I've no idea. The width of it is going to be 47 centimetres. I wanted it 45, but I made a sort of like bit of a mistake. Well, it's not a mistake really, because it didn't really matter. But 47 centimetres wide, and it's going to be tapered. So at the bottom, the biggest point is going to be 19.5 centimetres, and that is the sort of width of one of these 8x1 boards. So I'm just going in here now, just cutting everything down to size again. These are for the shelves, and what I do for the shelf section of this is I just cut an extra piece just in case I make a mistake. I've learned that, just cut extra sort of bits if you can, if you've got the wood to do it, just in case you make those mistakes. Now, I didn't in this video, but I can still use that bit of wood for something else. It'll come in handy for something else. So as you can see here, I've got my saw set down a bit now, so that sort of lines up with my tabletop. And it's a bit better for my back and my arthritis, that is. Plus, it makes things a little bit safer. It was a table I had built ages. Well, I built it ages ago. I just didn't do a video on it. You know, it's been in sort of like my storeroom. I thought it's time to sort of get it out. I will be making a sort of a bigger work table where the brown paper's on top there. Like a multifunctional type table with dog holes, and I want to try and get something to do with clamps on it and things like that. So that'll be in a future project. So I'm just cutting here, just leveling everything up, and I'm going to cut. Just to let you know, Shelley's going to be do a video on Friday, the sort of like smaller videos where we do small bits of tools, and she's picked up some good stocking fillers for Christmas for woodworkers and, you know, quirky little items and stuff like that. So have a look at that. And she's also, I mean, she likes messing with lasers, so she's put one of her own sort of things in there. So have a look at that on Friday. And she's got, I think there's a project coming out next week with her making something as well. This time of year, she goes like an elf. All it is Christmas, 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 and you can't get it out of her head. She just loves Christmas. She's like a little kid with Christmas, to be honest. But I'm just going here, I'm just working out my taper. Now, I've got a job site saw, and what I overlooked here is I couldn't get the size of taper I wanted. So what I did was I went back to sort of me book here, and I worked out if I come halfway down the board, the taper would fit through my jig that I made and my job site saw, because I had to be safe. And in the end, it sort of worked out okay. Not how I wanted it, but it worked out fine in the end. And I'm just doing some markings here now for some of the sort of decorative element of the item. I've got my little Japanese ruler there. Now, I don't know what it is with this Japanese ruler, but I can see the markings properly. I wear glasses and the bifocals, and some of the rulers you can get, even the stainless steel ones, are sort of like hard to see the markings. But with that ruler, I find it easy. So I'm just going in here, routing a trench out, 2 trenches. Now, I could have, why my measurement was 47 was because of this. I should have went another sort of 3/4 down or something like that, maybe another ½ centimetre down. The fit's well, but I made a mistake there. But I can get round that, it's not a problem. The overall fit of this in the end was okay. It weren't amazing. It's something to practice. So here's where I'm doing the taper, and I do go back and do a different sort of design taper on it. I'm just marking out everything I'm cutting off because I know how stupid I am. Look at me new hat with ear flaps and everything. So here's my jig with me dovetail clamp things. And here's where I suss out that it's just not going to work through there because it's too long. And I'm not going to take stupid risks. So I'm just setting everything up here, making sure everything's nice and easy. And I'm just setting it now to the new taper size. Excuse me. So with these dovetail clamps, just make sure nothing's sort of sticking out the bottom where the blade's going. I know a lot of you know that, but these are sort of like mistakes that can be easily done, can't they, really? Just go over, make sure it's really secure. And take your time, just take your time with it. Just nice and easy. Keep them hands away from that blade. I'm just taking my time. Everything here is going nice and sort of smooth. I'm not feeling any resistance off anything. And the taper works well. Easy taper. So I did that on all, like the 2 sides, so it was like 4 sides I did. And I'm just going back now, I'm just doing some marking out. And because of the taper, some of the sort of like decorative element of it sort of changed because it had to. But the sort of 90% of it's there. So I'm just making some marks here just for doing some roundovers. Now, as you know, a lot of you know that I've been sort of like trying to practice with me jigsaw. I want to get better with my jigsaw. So there's a lot of jigsawing involved here. I'm just going in here now with a Forstner bit, going down, making sure everything's right. And what I do off camera there, you won't see, but I go down, I've set the depth so it just, the sort of middle bit pokes through, and then I go in from the other end. So what I've learned there is, it's just to reduce tear out, really. But on a part of this, I do get a bit of tear out, and you'll see in a bit, and I want your comments and suggestions on how I can do that. Maybe it's because I'm using pine and not hardwood. I don't know, or maybe I'm going too fast or too slow with this drill here. Love this little Bosch drill, electronic. It's really good. It's served me well up to now. So I'm just going down here, and I'll be cutting these out going along here. So this is sort of similar sort of to the lanterns I did a bit back. the arts and crafts sort of lanterns, this sort of design. And it's got an element of that in it, because I did like the design, and I thought it'd be good practice for jigsaw. Going round curves, I'm getting good at with the jigsaw, and really taking my time with it. But when it comes to straight lines, I need a lot more practice. And like there, one day I'll have it mastered. I'll just keep trying. So this is the bits that I have trouble with. They keep, keeping it really straight. I know you can get like a straight edge, put it to one side and stuff. But if there's any tips, let me know. Put them in the comments. I'm more than happy to look and listen, and other people can see what you're putting down, and if it it helps us all in the end. Just nice and easy. Just taking my time. I'm in no rush anyway. So just going over the chamfer bit here. I was debating whether to do a round over bit, but I opted for the chamfer bit. I quite like the sort of look of the chamfer. Just go nice and easy. Keep your fingers away from it. So I've got some new sandpaper. I've been using the Cuberton, but a company sent me some sandpaper to try. I'm really impressed with it. It's a UK company that sort of sell this. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to their website, and there's a little bit of an offer there. I think it's a 5% offer, but the sandpaper is really good. Get 100 sheets in a box. That's an old piece I used for another project, and I saved it, and I thought I'll use it on this because it, the wearage on it it's fantastic and leaves a really good finish. So what I've done there was went in with a 150 grit first, and I'm just going over it with a 180 grit here, and it's superb. It's good paper, value for money, and you get, like I say, the 100 bits in a box. So I'm just masking off this section here because I don't want to get any stain into that gap, because I'll be gluing that further on in the video. And Shelley's going in with a Jacobean stain. She's doing a two-tone finish, something she likes doing. I'll leave this to her. I'm no good at staining. She's the one that does this. She's the one that's good at this. I get it all over the place, all over me, all over the floor, you name it. Dog cops for it. And in them holes, the round holes, there's, I didn't get tear out on the back of them, but what I did was I got sort of like, it would like tear out in them, if that made sense. And that's what I was going on about, but I'll do a close-up in a second. So yeah, the combination of medium oak and Jacobean. Look how easy that goes on. Now, while I was shooting this video, it was absolutely freezing. We had a snowstorm, and it was really cold. And I had the glue in the house, in my little sort of work area in the house, and the glue was still absolutely hard. And like when like when you've got like, I struggle obviously with the arthritis, but it just makes it that much worse to get it in. I will clean all the glue sort of on the edges up. That all gets cleaned up. I'm just giving it a quick little tap there. Tap it in. Like I say, them sort of, they weren't perfect, but it done the job. The glue, and what I do, go back in for a bit of decoration more than anything. It was solid enough, but I added some screws, which you'll see further on in the video, but I didn't need to put the screws in. It was solid enough. And here's where I'm having trouble sort of balancing it, and try to get it sort of locked into them sort of grooves. But I'm just going back here into my book, making notes of what I can do better next time. and it's all glued up there. I did have it in clamps overnight, so I'm just eyeballing this each side, and this is just for screws, but I'm just going in, eyeballing it, and I'll strike a line across just for some screws to go into them shelves. Because what I want to do is I want to put some plugs in, just to go that extra mile. This is not a customer order or anything like that. This is just for the house. And well, when I say the house, I'll have it on the website for sale at some point. And I'm going to be adding more stuff to my website for sale over the coming months, just to help my channel grow. But what I want to do is I want to put stuff on there that you can buy that's going to be useful to you. You know, like you get some people that sell t-shirts and all this kind of stuff. Well, for me, that doesn't sort of wash. I want you to get something that you can use, maybe some tools or something useful. I'm sorry about the video sort of here at the minute. It all went a bit skew-whiff. I don't know what I was doing in the editing. But anyway, it comes back to normal. So I'm just going in here with 3.5mm, 35mm screws. And I'm just plug it, bit of glue. These are old bits of oak what I made into plugs. And I just tap them down. Nice and easy. So I'm just using this saw. I did like a sales thing on this, you know, cheap tools, and I just thought I'd give it a try. There's a little pull saw that folds up, and it's okay. It's not as flexible as my other little trim saw, but it's fine. And that's my fault there. Went a bit too deep, made a score mark, but it didn't matter because everything's getting sanded back here anyway. So I'm just going over to smooth everything, make everything nice, neat and tidy. And there, look, if you see that, it looks like tear out, but I've got that in all them where it's round there. I've got that sort of in all of them, and no matter how much I sanded, I couldn't get it sort of right. So Shelley's going over with, you know, more stain now, just to touch everything up, make sure everything's sort of spot on. Look at that colour pot. And now I've got these from the same company. They're like sanding pads. And I'm going, it's like a 500 grit I'm going to use here, just to denib everything and, you know, get it sort of super smooth before I put some hard wax oil on. It doesn't mark it. And, you know, I know you can't tell off the video, but after I did this, that finish was, you know, it just, I could have left it. I could have left the whole thing and finished the video there. It was just nice and pleasant to sort of touch. And again, a new hard wax oil. I'm trying this one. It says on it 2 coats. And here's Shelley now going over it. Now look at that pop. And it dried quite fast. So I was quite surprised how fast it dried, considering the temperature. And off camera, it got a second coat. And here's me again. I'm just going over it again now with more of the sand after it's had that, after it's finished all its coats. Do this in a weekend. You know, you could probably do it quicker, this project, but, you know, give yourself a weekend to do it. And there it's finished. A nice sort of arts and crafts looking bookcase with my sort of style with the 3 holes. Let me know in the comments what you think. I love it. It's a good size. It's 1 metre high. Got loads of uses around the home. It doesn't have to be just a bookcase, but that's its intended use. My inspiration come off another maker. Forget the maker's name. But let me know what you think in the comments. I love it. And I like the way Shelley's done the 2-tone stain on it. I really like that. So, yeah. On to the next video. I will see you on the next video. And don't forget Shelley's video on Sunday. Bye for now.